morning, Chair Lawson, Mayor and Supervisors. I'm Nathan Pulley with Planning and Development Services. Today, I will be presenting on item number 9, which is Harmony Grove Village Live Work Units Project. The department is before you today recommending approval of the project. The project site is located in the village center of the Harmony Grove Village, approved in 2007. The specific plan originally designated the site for commercial use with an alternative option for live-work residential units if commercial development proved infeasible. While the plan allowed up to 742 residential units and 45,000 square feet of commercial space, approximately 739 of those homes have already been constructed elsewhere within the specific land area. Due to market demand, the project now proposes 27 additional residential units. The site is surrounded by existing residential development and parkland, including similar units to the north and south, 4th of July Park to the west, and a water reclamation facility to the southwest. The proposed project includes a 24-lot subdivision on about 3 acres, including 14 residential lots, 2 condominium lots with 13 units, courthouse, which is intended to be rehabilitated and operated by a third party. Due to current market conditions, the originally planned commercial uses are no longer viable. The project instead proposes live-work units, or homes that allow occupants to both live and conduct small-scale businesses or other professional activities within the same space in place of office and retail uses. To accommodate this change, the project requires general plan and specific plan amendments to establish live-work as a distinct land use designation and to increase the total number of units by 27. Additional approvals include a tentative map, a major use permit modification. On July 10, 2025, the Sandy Ito CPG voted to recommend approval of the project by a vote of 10 yes, 0 no, and 2 members absent. The Harmony Grove Village HOA and Elfin Forest Harmony Grove Town Council have also expressed their support of the project. On January 9, 2026, the Planning Commission recommended approval of the project. The project will provide new housing opportunities while preserving an existing historic structure. The project will also implement a previously analyzed alternative use case, allowing development to proceed in the absence of market demand for retail, while maintaining the site's aesthetic character and compatibility with the surrounding. And the required findings can be made. The department concurs with the Planning Commission and recommends the board approve staff's recommendation. This concludes the presentation. Staff is available for any questions.
That was very efficient. I have no questions. Anyone else? Okay, we'll go to public comment.
Thank you, Chair Lawson Reamer. We do have each for a request to speak. 3 individuals in person and 5 requesting to speak by phone. Also, I'd like to note for the record, we did receive 1 e-comment on this item, which was neutral. For any individuals that are requested to speak on this item by phone, please dial into the conference line now using the instructions that were provided to you. We will go ahead and begin with the in-person speakers. As your name is called, if you can please come forward, stand up in the air until it is your turn to speak. You will then have 2 minutes to address the board, and please begin by stating your names in the audio record. Okay, I'd like to invite forward the first 3 speakers, allegedly Audra, Andrea Edding, and Ted Shaw.
So I'm wondering, this obviously isn't the South development that's under litigation for putting people in a fire danger zone, right? Correct. This is a different one, right? But we do still have putting, you know, over 1,000 more people, and the fire chief saying that this project was brought forward, you know, right now that it wouldn't be passed, but because it's over a decade and that it went ahead and went through. So it's just interesting that that is taking place, and we just had an item previous to this one talking about litigation that is forcing you guys to capitulate to things that you maybe didn't want to do. So it'll be interesting to see what comes down the pipe with this. And it's funny because you'll like stop projects due to environmental stuff, but when it has to do with public safety and people really being, you know, able to evacuate in some way, it's like, it's cool if they only have one road, one way in and one way out. It doesn't matter, they'll figure it out. Maybe we can astral project, who knows? But I love how you guys want to do the live and work stuff, this whole climate action, right? Because we're going to save the planet by living where we, why don't we just implement it? Let's rip off the Band-Aid and say that you guys need to live where you work. So either you're going to live here and work here, like you can put a tent under your desk, or I don't do anything, right? I mean, come on. That'd be, what, the roof. Exactly. Stuff where it's like a dormitory up here. You guys can just all live here, even you guys. That would be fantastic. I mean, it's going to save the planet, so let's really get this going. I think that you guys could sell your homes or give it to either an illegal or someone homeless, and we can benefit people. Let's do it.
And Ted Shaw, and then Jody and Andrea has doesn't need a comment on that.
Good afternoon, Ted Shaw with the Atlantis Group, here on behalf of Newey Capital. We have reviewed the staff report, appreciate the presentation. We stand in support of their support as well as the Planning Commission's recommendation. We're here to answer any questions that may come up. Thank you.
Thank you. And we will now go to our callers. For those that requested to speak by phone, again, when it's your turn to speak, you'll be unmuted. You'll then go to the polling recording to tell you to begin your comments, and we'll go ahead and begin with our first caller.
Although the idea looks good, it's always nice to go shopping locally rather than miles away. However, in view of the limited evacuation routes, there needs to be some kind of restriction on vehicle traffic if these workplaces are kind of attract more than a few cars. 27 cars is okay, 100 or more is not. I'm referring to the globe, the entire picture, the big picture. The whole Harmony Grove area needs to be taken care of for evacuation routes, not just the south part. Actually, I think Audrey's idea was good, you know, you guys moving into the admin building. I'm sure there are a lot of empty spaces around now, especially that you've renovated it. They probably even look good inside. So, you know, let's go for it. Just move in and, you know, there's a nice cafeteria on the fourth floor.
There's a lot of living, not a lot of work. Just wanted to ask, can these be converted if so it could be residential or a work area?
That's correct, Supervisor. We use either way.
Oh, okay, all right. I really appreciate the presentation and the fact that, you know, the local group, along with the planning commission, the community planning group have all approved this thing, so I'll move staff's approval.
Happy to second. Motion second, please vote.
And Chair Lawson
Your microphone, say please.
Good afternoon, Chair Lawson Remer, members of the board. Today we are here to share some. Put a class time. Thank you for your patience. Good afternoon, Chair Lawson Remer and members of the board. Today we are here to share some very exciting news. Over the past 8 years, Public Works has diligently and efficiently worked towards the ambitious goals set by the board to improve the roads on which our community drives and bikes. Through sound fiscal management and use of modern technology, I'm very proud to share that our team has achieved the much sought after Pavement Condition Index, or PCI, of 70. This is considered to be a very good condition by industry standards. This transformation is a result of one of the largest and most effective road resurfacing programs in the entire state. Deputy Director Murali Pasiamarti will walk you through how we got here with help from SB1 funding and our plan to apply the successful approach to future infrastructure projects.
Thank you, Marisa. Here's the snapshot of how Public Works strategically put years of state funding to work for the county-maintained road systems. Between 2017 and 2025, DPW invested $500 million of state funds to resurface 778 central-line miles of county roads, with an additional 269 miles of roads under design and construction. This effort brought our road network up to a very good rating. By reversing deterioration and maintaining nearly 2,000 central-line miles of roads, DPW has delivered on a core service people depend on every day. Additionally, as part of the road resurfacing programs, these state funds, and that I have discussed further, have funded other projects which include improving 366 culverts, upgrading over 2,200 curb ramps to comply with ADA, improved 145 intersections, added video detection to 57 traffic signals, and restriped 349 miles to add new bike lanes. These improvements represent a wholesale modernization of the county's transportation network. SB1 funding has been a key component in achieving the PCI 70 condition for county-maintained roads. In addition to nearly 2,000 central-line miles of roads, DPW also maintains diverse roadway infrastructure that enhances community health and safety. These assets include the bridges, culverts, bike lanes, traffic signals, sidewalks, and a lot more. Before 2017, DPW relied on the gas tax, the SDG franchise fee, and other one-time only sources. Between 2000 and 2017, there was a significant decrease in gas tax revenues due in part to growth in increasingly fuel-efficient and zero-emission vehicles. This decreased the road revenue by more than 25%, resulting in significant road deterioration. In 2017, the state of California passed the Road Maintenance and Rehabilitation Account, also known as SB1, which increased funding to all local agencies for road maintenance projects. SB1 funding is restricted to the funded jurisdiction for road maintenance, rehabilitation, and safety projects, maintenance of complete streets, including pedestrian and bicycle safety projects, and repair and maintenance of traffic control devices such as the traffic signals. While other jurisdictions also had access to SB1 funds, DPW took full advantage of the opportunity to make a tangible difference in our communities. The improvements were not just about asphalt. It was about systems, leadership, and accountability, which included the board's leadership, use of advanced technology, smaller SB1 funding allocation, strong project delivery by DPW staff and our road crews along with the contractors, and proactive infrastructure management rather than a reactive repair work. We delivered improvements at a scale unmatched by counties of similar size 25th, 2026, the California State Association of Counties, League of California Cities, and the County of San Diego's payment listing. Still, with all these accomplishments, significant critical infrastructure needs remain, and a robust asset management. Maintaining the system of roads, culverts, signs, bridges, and traffic signals requires more than funding. It requires strategy. An expanded asset management program will field verify and digitize all road assets, assess and update asset conditions, integrate GIS for real-time accuracy, support proactive maintenance, reduce liability and emergency repairs, and strengthen public trust with transparent reporting. This ensures that the county continues to lead not just in payment condition, but in long-term infrastructure stewardship. We are currently implementing a pilot project in the Casadero community using AI-based tools and field surveys to digitize all above and below ground assets. This area was particularly selected after the recent storm events highlighted the need for a more thorough assessment of local drainage areas in our suburban communities. The key objectives of the project included developing an enhanced culvert within the area and producing more accurate and comprehensive GIS datasets to support long-term infrastructure planning and maintenance. To prioritize road resurfacing projects, maintain an average PCI of 70, and extend the life of the investments. DPW also recommends using a portion of SB1 funds towards other critical infrastructure and expand the existing asset management program. The reallocated funds will be used to replace critical culverts, digitize all road assets, improve the asset management program, repair the metal beam guardrails, upgrade curb ramps to meet area requirements, repair sidewalks, rehab existing bridges, and address the operational funding gaps. Into one of the best in California, and reliability, and residents. Smoother roads, safer intersections, more accessible infrastructure, and a transportation network built for the future. And we are just getting started. So staff recommends the following. Approve the CEQA findings, direct the CAO to proceed with actions necessary to continue to maintain the average PCI of 70 for the county road network, and also to use any SB1 funding received on road maintenance, road rehabilitation and safety projects, including culvert replacement, repair of guardrails, bridges and sidewalks, and the asset management program. This concludes staff's presentation. We are available to answer any questions.
Supervisor Anderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You know, I'm disappointed that we can't get proclamations on Wednesdays because DPW certainly deserves it. You know, they're responsible for over 2,000 miles of roads in the unincorporated. And the work that they've done, you know, this was set back in 2017, and yet they achieved it today. And all these investments make a huge difference in our constituents' lives. So I just want to personally thank you. And, you know, since I got elected, I've had a close relationship with your department on these roads. And so I just want to give credit's due.
Anderson just said, you know, really, you know, this is a great day. This is sort of this, Anderson just said, you know, really, you know, this is a great day. This is sort of the sweet spot. If you get below that, then it starts costing a lot more. This is more of an average at 70. Then that's kind of the sweet spot for they're in great condition, and we don't have to. It's too far gone before repairing it. I guess when this went into place, we had a PCI index around 60 in 2017. And it was actually heading in the wrong direction too. It was heading downhill. But the past 8 or 9 years, the DPW staff has done a fantastic job of getting the, prioritizing the roads and trying to get to this PCI 70. Resulting in the number of roads classified as poor and very poor. It was at 32%, and now it's like 8.6%. So it's a huge drop, and increasing the number of roads classified as good or very good from 68%, which was good, but now it's like over 90% are classified as good and very good. I know we still get complaints about potholes every once in a while, but overall the system is great, and the people in the unincorporated areas really appreciate having good, safe roads. So I'll make a motion to approve staff's recommendation and accepting this great achievement here by the Department of Public Works. And we got it, but we have to make the commitment to keep it. We got to maintain 70 to keep the pricing down and maintaining our roads.
I'll second that motion.
The motion and a second. Thank you very much. We'll go for comment.
Thank you, Chair Lawson Reamer. We have 8 total requests to speak, 3 individuals in person, and 5 requesting to speak by phone. Also like to note for the record, we did receive 1 e-comment on this item, which was in favor. For any individuals that have requested to speak on this item by phone, please dial the conference line now using the instructions that were provided to you. We begin with the in-person speakers. Again, as your name is called, please conform and stand on the arrows until it is your turn to speak. You'll then have 2 minutes to address the board. Please begin by stating your name for the audio record. I'd like to invite the board allegedly Audra, Andrea Edding, and Stephen Shrewsbury.
Well, I have a suggestion. I'm wondering if we could put a wishing well here so that we can throw pennies into it and make wishes of what we wish you guys would do, and then maybe we'll have a better chance of having that happen. Anywho, so this is interesting because I thought we're not supposed to be driving. Like, aren't we supposed to be getting out of our cars? Is that not the plan? We're supposed to be walking and biking, so why are we fixing the roads? And are you really fixing the roads? You guys, you're like, we're the best in California. And that's disturbing. Because the roads are in really crappy condition. And especially in unincorporated areas, like Julian, where you almost kind of like go off the road because there's like ruts in the, turns and areas in that asphalt. Nobody's fixing that because it's not sustainable. But yeah, I'm just like 8 years to improve. Good job, you guys. 8 years. How long is it going to take us to get to 100%? We'll never get there. It's kind of what I want to know. You said above and below the ground. What's in those tunnels underneath San Diego? Children that you guys have taken through CPS? I don't know. The animals that are being abused that you're like, I don't know. I mean, what's under there? Like your guys' is that where you're gonna live, Tara? You said like on the roof, but do you mean on the roof underground? So you're like right below us? Is that where hell is? I don't know. Just it's a good thing that you guys pay attention and answer questions. Thank you so much.
Alright, not seeing any movement in the chamber, we'll go ahead and go to our phone callers. When it is your turn to speak, you'll be unmuted, and then you will hear a recording that will tell you to begin your comment, and we'll go ahead and begin with our first caller.
Although I'm glad to see that there's been substantial progress made in improving road conditions in the county, so when the party, I hope everyone's invited without having to agree to follow the board dictates, which is against the California Constitution, by the way, like Independence Day. On the other hand, the 0.6% of roads in very poor shape and the 6% in poor shape should be easy to fix up, especially the few roads in very poor shape. Well, they may be, and you're good at pointing fingers, I think. Since the setting program fixes culverts, road rims, and things like traffic lights, I'm wondering how many of these are actually good or very good. I'm a bit alarmed by the discrepancies by district, spread over 9 years. Certain roads were serviced called District 5, almost half of them. It would be nice if these numbers were equal given your equity boosting. And the board letter mentions AI now. Considering that AI has no conscience, this is not a good idea. Will it come up on the weird roads that are mentioned, or who'll be arrested for weird driving or whatever? This is one case where increased state.
Thank you, your time is up. And Chair Lawson Reamer, not seeing any other callers in the caller queue, that concludes public comment on this item.
Okay, thank you very much. Vice Chairman Morissette.
Thank you so much, Chair. Thank you for the presentation. I just wanted to commend you on the award and just say that I live on very close to where the unincorporated area begins, and I can tell when I'm driving what side I'm on. And the county side is the better side. Just saying. I've also seen just over the years how maintenance, plays a role. The original work plays a role, but then maintenance does as well. I've seen certain streets within the city of San Diego deteriorate at paces much shorter than those on the county side. So, but certainly no system, is perfect. But I do actually experience the change in a way that I can compare. I do appreciate the work that goes into this. This is certainly, if there's any issue that is nonpartisan, it is streets. Everybody complains about streets. It does not matter what they think about anything else. And so this is good news, and I appreciate you for all the work that you put into it. Thank you.
Supervisor Nessa.
If I can wait till after the vote, please.
Okay, that's fine. We have a motion and a second. Please vote.
And Chair Lawson Reamer, that motion passes unanimously with all supervisors being present voting aye.
Frank Arivalo. Hey, I understand Frank is going to be retiring soon, and he actually, May 7th is his last day at the remarks. This is not an adjournment. This is a thank you.
Oh, thank goodness.
But Frank started his career at the county in June of 1991. He served as a civil engineer in construction engineering, traffic engineering, and field engineering. In 2012, Frank was promoted to senior civil engineer, leading the DPW's resurfacing program, including management of the PCI Road to 70 program, which we just heard about. Congratulations, you're going out on a high note, Frank. He stepped into the role of the Luge program manager in field engineering, overseeing multiple programs, including pavement, drainage, somebody's got to watch that stuff, pavement, drainage, structural BMP maintenance, and asset management. He's demonstrated strong professional engineering skills. He excels at mentoring and developing his staff, and continues to provide exceptional customer service to the community. So Frank, on behalf of the county and the board, we all thank you for your dedication and leadership. Thank you for getting our roads to PCI 70 and helping keep our roads well maintained and safe. We wish you all the best in retirement and happy trails.
Thank you. That was lovely. That was awesome. Just, that was great. Okay. So, we are ending our meeting. I think now we have to do public comment on.
Previously, for a couple of years, and I used to tell people all they did was sue each other. But the San Diego County Water Authority and Metropolitan Water, which is the Bay Delta area, that suit got settled. So everything has been passed. The good news for San Diego County is we have excess water. For a while, primarily because the state had asked us all to cut back on like the 10% of water use, grass and plants, less water used in plants, and we cut back not 10-50%, we cut back 25%. So we cut back a lot. So we had excess water, and you purchase water like commodities. You got to purchase water like 10 years out. So nobody really knew that we were going to save this much water. They also put in more dams, raising the Santa City Dam, putting in the Stedliner Reservoir, no, not Stedliner, the Liebenheim Reservoir. And so they did a lot of projects, and the good news is out of the settlements, actually San Diego County can start selling water. So we're going to be selling water to Riverside County, to the eastern and western water districts there, bringing in millions of dollars, hopefully paying down debt, and then hopefully not having to raise rates for a while. So it was a good news meeting. It was the first one I showed up in a while, and we fixed everything. So
I need to show up more often.
yeah, I know it. Yeah, no kidding.
That's great.
But
Just a quick question. That's
Sure.
a wonderful report. Kind of looking back 10 years, what were the strategies we implemented that were so successful in reducing our water usage?
well, it's just the people did it. People stepped up. You see a lot of fake grass out there. You see a lot of people not, putting in water-wise lawns and things like that. So we, San Diego County, more than any other county in the state, stepped up quite a bit. And so we reduced like by 25%, which was high. Unfortunately, we still got to pay for the infrastructure that's all there, and that's why rates haven't gone down much. But we weren't able to sell any excess water, and that was what was big, is that in the settlement that allowed us to sell water. Another thing or the Water Authority did, is they lined the river coming off of the Colorado River in the Imperial Valley. So the water that was going to water or irrigate all of the crops in the Imperial Valley was just a dirt channel, and it actually was sand because it was in this going through the desert. And so we, San Diego County water ratepayers, lined that canal with cement, and now we benefit now because of the lack of loss of water just being permeated going into the ground. Didn't make some people on the Mexico side of the border tapping into the water. But so we did quite a few things. The Water Authority did a lot of good things, but the settlement, which was a 15-year lawsuit, finally got handled, and it did allow us to bring in extra money that we saved, and the amount we stopped using or didn't use. So kudos to the county and the people doing that, and the fact that we're able to bring in money and have a new source of money instead of just checking out the water.
That's fantastic. And thank you so much for such a good news report. Anyone else want to follow that? I'm going to close session public comments.
Thank you, Chair Lawson Reamer. Item 25 on yesterday's general legislative session agenda are closed session matters. The closed session agenda includes 8 matters. Individuals that have requested to speak on closed session matters must provide comments related to the matters listed in the closed session item. The advisor and comments will be considered off topic. We have 7 total requests to speak, 2 individuals in person, 5 requesting to speak by phone. For any individual that requests to speak on closed session matters by phone, please dial the conference line now using the instructions that were provided to you. We'll begin with our in-person speakers. I'd like to invite forward allegedly Audra and Andrea Ebbing. You have 2 minutes to address the board.
Good thing we're giving food back to the people. So cool that we can sell the water. All right, so closed session. County Council is doing some really nefarious things, so it makes me questionable to know that they will make any soundline decision, especially around like jail deaths, negligence that's happening there, when they support the negligence that's happening in the county with CPS, or as you would call it, Child and Family Wellbeing, which was renamed from Child well-being, whatever. Yeah, you guys are adding county council in the juvenile courts is adding fraud into the record. In fact, they are fast-tracking adoption, saying we got to get this done lickety-split. We don't have any time to waste, like Jessica Feldman, right? Inga, sorry, whatever. But yeah, so I just do not trust any kind of, bringing forward litigation, going into litigation that the county council wants to do when they are engaged in child trafficking and making sure that children are ripped apart from their families, like Malika and Zaya Robinson, who on the money off of it. And Norma Olivares, she gets to make money off of taking these children and probably trafficking them to the Dominican Republic, which will be interesting. And just the fact that sexual abuse has been covered up, and you guys want to put it under the guise of me coaching children, right? Because I do that. Being, a victim myself, I like to go to other children and tell them to report sexual abuse. Because it just makes me feel good when I do that. I get warm and fuzzies from children telling me about someone named Gigi touching them. So, good for you guys.
All right, not seeing any movement in the chamber. We'll go to our phone callers. Again, we'll go,
Although, congratulations to DPW and keep it up. Sounds like a well-deserved proclamation at the May board meeting. Now, Arroyo East Stage versus County. Arroyo had a psychotic episode and was arrested for drugs, but jail staff endured his heart condition. Also, an x-ray showing a bag of something in the seizure in jail was ignored and died. Better settle. Baca versus County. Another wrongful inmate death through a negligence case. Highly believable. Better settle. You say Davis versus Bayard. An auto accident in 2022 wasting time and money. Need to settle. Shepherd versus County. Another auto accident. This time deathly. Simple fact. Better settle. Snake versus Meta platforms at all. Meta and other tech companies design platforms to cause addiction and uncontrolled health issues in children and are found liable. $6 million award is possible. Maybe with San Diego Water District. Complaint for dangerous condition of public property. Deferred maintenance is a problem all over. Sounds like you need to settle. Arabella McCormick Delilah starved to death at 3 months by her unfit adopted parents. Andrew Ebbing tortured, kids taken out, brutalized by the cops. Evelyn Lopez, kids taken. The 150 or more Polinsky Center abuse cases and other abuse cases. I don't think the board is acting right.
thank you. Your time is up. And Chair Lawson Reamer, not seeing any other callers on the phone queue. That will conclude public comment on closed session matters.
Okay, thank you very much. We finished non-agenda public comment already this morning, so now we proceed to closed session. We're going to have about a 5-minute break. See you there at 2:10.
The board will now recess into closed session to consider those matters listed under item 25 on yesterday's general legislative session agenda. If there are any reportable actions, they will be reported out after the conclusion of public closed session today.
Yeah, they will not be. All right, see you guys there. I'll see you there.